On a prisoner transport plane, a highly dangerous and mysterious inmate was brought on board. Unlike the other prisoners, his face was tightly wrapped, and his entire body was bound with locked iron chains. Because of his extreme threat level, he was restrained alone in the very last row. The plane continued its flight, and all the other inmates were thinking of ways to escape, but he merely tilted his head slightly, and a tooth embedded with a thin wire dropped out of his mouth. Feeling for it carefully, he began to pick the lock, fully aware of the explosion that was about to come. The next second, a deafening blast erupted. The rear of the plane burst into flames, and oxygen masks fell from above in an instant. Then the cabin door flew open, and the fuselage began to break apart. Panic swept through the aircraft. As the engines caught fire, the pilots attempted an emergency landing. Some prisoners were thrown out of the plane, while others seized the chance to grab the handcuff keys. At that moment, the dangerous convict broke free from his restraints. When another inmate flew toward him, he swiftly snatched the keys. The man unlocked his shackles just as the marshals began rushing toward him. They were still 600 meters above the ground, and their emergency landing site was a valley in Alaska. The prisoners turned on the marshals and the pilots, launching a violent assault. Amid the chaos, a bearded man stepped forward. Meanwhile, Sheriff Frank received a report of heavy smoke nearby. Determined to investigate, he took his deputies and flew a helicopter toward the source. That very location turned out to be the crash site of the transport plane. At the scene lay several dead marshals and a pile of broken, discarded shackles. Frank glanced at the wreckage, and then spotted a surviving prison guard. But before the guard could finish warning him of the ambush, something unexpected happened.